Yeah, no, they did it, and they had a really good food pantry there too. I remember going in there and checking it out a couple times.
Those people were organized to the max.
Yeah.
They really had their act together.
And that, like I said, that was such a long time ago too. So.
Oh, they're still at it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they're still a growing concern. They're fantastic people.
That's good. I didn't mind, doing the oil. You know what I mean? People needed it. And then my old boss too used to give discounts to the churches. You know, I mean, real big discounts. I mean, he wouldn't make nothing off it, but he just wanted to do it. You know what I mean? He didn't want to.
We're lucky that the oil was not that expensive this winter compared to some past years.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. But it went up though at the last 6 weeks.
It does when the demand spikes, or a tanker gets stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yeah. All right. How are you doing, Joey?
Good morning to all my Facebook friends out there tuning in. Scott is tuning in.
Scotty.
Scott from Georgia tuning in. Got about 1 minute or so, and we'll be on the air, and then I will be doing the weather real quick. That's about a minute or so, and we'll have you on.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 11th of April, and we have a great show planned for today. We have a guest on today in just a moment, Ray LaPrey from the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry in Middleboro. So we're going to have him on in just a few minutes. But first, we want to do the weather really quickly. Weather right now in Middleboro, 53 degrees. Currently and foggy. Yeah, I would kind of see the fog out there. It doesn't look cloudy. So it's 53 right now, 55 for the high, 41 for the low. And it really kind of looks like clouds will dominate the week. The next time we will see the sun will be a partially sunny day on Wednesday, 58 degrees on that day. In Taunton, Massachusetts, we have 55 degrees currently and foggy with the same weather for the week. Driscoll, North Dakota, 33 degrees currently, very cold. 48 for the high today with some rain in the forecast. Tomorrow in Driscoll, North Dakota, there'll be some snow going on. So it's still, early spring, and you get a couple of chances for the snow to happen in the Dakotas. So Driscoll, North Dakota might get some more snow. Driscoll, Texas, currently 61 degrees with a high of 88. You're starting to see the temperatures rise a little bit. They're starting to get up there. Come June, you might see triple digits, and that dominates Texas, most of Texas during the summer months, the 100-degree weather. So 61 right now at Driscoll, Texas. Say good morning to Dawn. How are you, Don?
Good. You know what? They can have the snow in Driscoll, North Dakota, because we don't want it here. And
No,
I was
we
just talking
don't.
to Ray, and I told him about. I remember April 18th as a significant date as far as we got some snow. I'm not sure if it was last year or a few years ago, but I remember we had a little storm on April 18th, and it's just like, really?
Yeah, yeah. So we do want to say good morning to our guest. Good morning, Ray. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Ray? Thank you for calling in. That's awesome.
So my first question is: it's been a couple of months since we had you on. I believe it was July. Yeah. So it's been a long time now. How did everything go with the fall and the winter months at the food pantry? I know the Christmas has come and gone, and the food pantry did a lot for the Christmas time.
And 2 days a week for client families throughout the pandemic. So we've been really blessed to serve everybody who needs help throughout the time. We just finished all of our holiday meals programs. Last week was the Easter meals or Easter banquet giveaway. So everything's been working really well.
And I know during the winter, the food pantry does a lot with heating oil assistance. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you were talking about it with us during the news off the air, and tell us a little bit about the heating oil assistance.
If the family needs, if they need heating oil, because we know during the winter the prices can spike, and a lot of people need the assistance. So we've contracted with one company that covers our entire area, which is Lakeville, Rochester, Middleboro, and Carver. So that's a large area. So we finally settled on one company that handles all of our needs. So whenever somebody needs the help, we don't give any money to the client. We go directly to the oil company. We give them 100 free gallons, at least 100 gallons. They go out, deliver. We tell them all the contact information, and as far as they know, the client families just get the oil and away they go. So we always meet the minimum of 100 gallons. So the client family doesn't have anything to pay up front.
Yeah, that makes sense. When I worked for a different oil company in Abington, we were just talking about the St. Bridget's. It was 100 gallons too. I think it just seems to be 100 is the number as far as any assistance. But you know, I've been to different places over the course of the winter, but it was always 100. It was always 100 gallon drops.
Yeah, we keep it to 100 gallons so we could service as many families as possible and stay within our budget. And I think just about all charities do the same thing. But that was a really good success story, and we're happy to help. And that program's still underway. We don't open it just for the winter. That's year round. If anybody needs oil, give us a call.
Do you mind telling us the company who helps you? Or
No, I don't mind at all. It's Zero Oil in Rochester, Mass.
okay, so
It's family owned and operated, and they feel really responsible to help a charity.
sure.
Like I said, it's family owned, and they're really into charity. They do other initiatives besides just helping St. Vincent de Paul.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons we chose them, also because they handle everybody in our delivery area, but mostly because of their sense of personal responsibility and ownership of the community. And that made the difference for us.
You know what? That's a win-win, I think, as far as any company, in my opinion, because you're helping the community, and people, you know, that goes like wildfire as far as people talking about somebody, especially companies that are in need. Like I said, I work for an oil company, and my old boss, he would if somebody was down and out, they would just go fill the tank up. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? He just had to do that every once in a while. Someone would get free oil or whatever. There would always be mitigating circumstances because the customers were around forever. I mean, you have these customers forever. So, and the oil company would have these customers forever. So, you know, if these people are, in a, bind and they need the assistance, at some point they gotta be all set, and they say thank you, we're all set. They'll probably stay with that oil company because the oil company was there for them. So I think that's a win-win, and anyone does that, in my opinion, is I think is got just a good all-around company to do business with because they care. They care about people. They care about the community, which is the most important, I think.
It is, because it also gives us opportunities to help these families in other ways, because we can ask them, what else are you looking for? Do you need help with food? Do you need help with utilities? It could be anything. Do you need help with transportation? It could be almost anything, because now we offer gift cards for transportation to people who can't make their medical appointments, things of that nature. So, yeah, right now we're doing like 18 different initiatives for people who need help.
Wow, you just keep reinventing yourself as far as services, and I'm sure that your gears are going in your head, and all the volunteers had to do more. So, yeah, it's like that expression, you never plateau. You know what I mean? You're always thinking of other ways to help the community, which is, I think, a hands-on approach, and that's wonderful in my opinion.
Yeah. Could I mention one more thing, Joey, that we're doing?
Absolutely.
One of the things we've noticed is, especially during the pandemic, we had a lot of our elderly that stopped going to the pantry. A, because they're afraid of the virus. B, a lot of them don't have transportation. So we started an Adopt a Senior program, where a lot of the seniors that we used to see are no longer there. So what we have is, if you can't make it, we ask one of our volunteers to adopt a senior. You talk to the senior on the phone, you get their grocery list, and you come shopping in the pantry for them and then deliver it to their home. And that's been a great success. It started out with 2 or 3 people, and now we're up to 50 families doing this. And it's volunteers that are new. They're not even St. Vincent de Paul members. So that's been awesome. The amount of outpouring of help that we have seen for the elderly has been through the roof. And we have never had, up until now, none of the seniors that have called have gone without help. There's always somebody willing to raise their hand and do the work for the elderly, come in, do the groceries, go through the whole spiel so they know how the pantry works, and then deliver it to them, and they're happy to do it. So that's been awesome.
As far as the volunteers, what's the procedure as far as volunteer? Is it like a query check they have to go through or something like that? I mean, I'm sure there's, yeah.
The query check. So we take their information on there's like 4 or 5 sheets of paper. The big thing is the query check.
Sure, of course.
Mostly because we are housed in the building within the Archdiocese of Boston, so we are bound to their rules.
Right.
And the query check is always a good idea.
No, of course.
Even though we don't, we're not in touch with a lot of the kids, we have to be trained. You also have to go through Virtus training to protect the kids. And you have to be able to recognize traits in the kid when that child may be in trouble and is not saying anything. So you have to look for the signs, the telltale signs, and that's what helps with the training.
Well, that's
Query checks in the sense.
sure. I mean, we had to get a query check before we opened up our studio. I mean, the studio opened up here January of 20, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody who had to walk in the building with over here, you had to go through a query check because we're connected to a bank and we get keys, and it's just something that's I think gives people a lot of peace of mind that you guys do that. So it's good that the listeners know that everyone's query checked before they come in and enter the home and whatnot. So that's important. That's why I figured I'd ask you that question.
Yep. It's always it's a good starting point for everybody to know they're safe and secure when they come to the pantry.
Right. Awesome.
And it works out really well.
Good. But now, as far as you say, you got 18 points you guys deal with as far as assistance. Not to push the envelope, but do you have any other ideas that you might be floating to? Because it's just I think the list keeps growing and growing and growing.
Well, we just approved one last week at one of our monthly meetings, and it's going to be called Adopt a Family. So it's not like a cradle-to-grave assistance thing. It's meant to help a family that's in temporary need of assistance, because whether
That sounds like number 19. Sounds like 19 now. All right. You'll be up to 20 next week. That's awesome. Like I say, you never plateau, and that's the approach I think most people like. And as far as the organization and being part of everything, it must give you a lot of self pride that you're able to pull this off. And plus during a pandemic, so anything I guess anybody can do between the volunteers, yourself, Joey's show, you know, the radio ads, PSAs, the play. I think they all make a big part of the success. I think of what you're trying to accomplish. I think, right?
Yeah, and it's bigger than just us because now we meet once a month. All the charitable and organizations in Middleboro meet once a month, either in person or online. And it's called the Middleboro Area Assistance Coalition, or MAC, for good acronym. But it's like the Red Cross, the Salvation Army. It could be anybody that joins in, and we pool our resources to help the poor. So if somebody has like a need for medical equipment, well, I don't know that, but I know somebody who does. So we've been reaching out to one another. That's been a really great success story.
It's
It doesn't matter what kind of help you need. If we can't get it, we know where you can get it.
just sounds like the communication is a lot better than it used to be as far as
Oh, it's fantastic right now.
yeah.
I mean, and there's like sometimes 14 different organizations that'll dial in.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll share our emails during the, we're doing the chat sessions, share different things, documents, emails, phone numbers while we're in the meeting. And then we have a summary afterwards. We always have a guest speaker. Like, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but like, one of the guest speakers we're going to have is somebody from the utility company because all the shut-offs are going to be start in beginning of May 1st. All the people that didn't have shut-off notices, well, now it's coming after 2 years. So every area assistance organization in the area is alerted for that. We're all tightening our belts and getting ready for that avalanche.
So it doesn't sound like the utilities are playing ball at all. No, it's coming in.
They're doing everything they can to put people on plans.
Okay, right.
Because they work with us on an ongoing basis.
Sure.
Part of our group as well.
Yeah, right.
So we're going to pool our resources. Like instead of one family going to this organization and that one and trying to make like 15, 20 phone calls, they can just call one of us and we'll pool our resources to help that individual family. That's the goal.
Right. I'm not sure if I'm just opening another can of worms that I don't know about, but would you hear about like the utilities trying to like cut people's rates in half or something like that just to try to get them through that? Get them down to a zero balance, and then they wipe the slate clean. Have you heard anything about that as far as them maybe discounting? Because it seems like when you owe money and you're behind in your bills, it just seems like it's never ever goes away. So I mean, are they? I mean, getting help is one thing, but are the utilities helping out a little bit? Are they dropping, maybe dropping the price a little bit, or giving, dropping it like 20%? Or I mean, are they doing anything on their behalf? Okay.
They actually cut rates for certain people.
Okay.
They give discounts if you go on plans to get rid of your debt.
Okay.
Some of the families that have called us for help with their electric bill, as an example, I know they had over 600 families that get shut-off notices recently.
Okay.
And their average debt is $3,000 or higher.
Right.
That's a lot for an electric bill.
Sure.
That means they're really in hard times, or they're just ignoring the bill.
Right.
Combination of both.
Yeah, well, I think, I hate to say it, but maybe there's some people out there maybe took the pandemic and felt like they didn't have to pay the bill because everything was shut down too. I'm not, maybe that happened, maybe it didn't happen. But, yeah, I mean, I know the utilities need to get paid, they gotta pay their guys and they gotta keep stuff going, but I mean, if they could work it in to give people get everyone going again and get everyone slated down. I mean, you feel better when you're down to zero. Then okay, well, we did this for you, so now hopefully you're back on your feet and you get back to the ball rolling now.
Well, I know the director of community relations, and he really, it's because, see, I don't live in Middleboro, so the only one I deal with is Middleboro Gas and Electric, which is, local,
Right.
which is kind of rare, because it's not like Eversource where you're trying to be with this monolith, this massive company, and I'm not saying, here to hurt their reputation.
No, I understand.
Middleboro Gas and Electric has been very responsive to the needs of their clients.
Oh, they were unbelievable. I mean, I remember during a couple of hurricanes we had about 10 years ago, I remember parts of Pembroke lost their power for 7 days. And I think we lost our power in Middleborough for 3 hours. So it just goes to show Middleborough Gas and Electric, they are on the ball. And so is in Taunton over here too. And I know Braintree has their own utilities too. So I'm a big favor of the smaller utilities because it's more, because they can just focus on a smaller area. It's not such a bigger area too.
Yeah, and we work with them on an ongoing basis. We'll meet with them once in a while, like Ken has said, even the community relations program for, we don't work with TMLP obviously because that's in time, but they
Right.
have a great rep.
Sure.
So we work with them on an ongoing basis, and it's not adversarial at all because all we want to do is help the client.
Oh yeah, sure.
Now, some of them, they're a little beyond help. Like we have some clients that have reported to us like debts of over $12,000 for an electrical bill. That's a little too rich for our wall. If you know what I mean.
I mean, how do you run up a $12,000 unless you have every AC running, every phone? I mean, if you're hurting, maybe shut a few lights off and. Yeah, I mean, you got to learn how to conserve too a little bit. I mean, you should shut some lights off, and you can't run 50. You can't run 5 ACs in one household during the summer if you don't have the money to pay for it. That's another thing.
Well, the good thing is with the weather breaking, those bills will come down quite a bit in the next few months. So
Right.
looking forward to that.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, we got about
Do I have time to mention one more, Joey?
absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to be working with the veterans. We're doing drive-through pantries for them starting April 20th, and we're going to do this twice a month for the next few months. It's actually an initiative from the Greater Boston Food Bank. And we did this last year where they just come through the pantry. They don't even get out of the car. You just pull up to the pallets that we have of boxes ready to go, open the trunk, close the trunk, and away you go. So that was a big success last year with all the veterans agencies, and they're just using our facility to do it because we have the trucks to transport everything, and it's actually their people that show up. So that's another what we would call a win-win. So we work with the veterans and help as many people as possible. So that's, I guess that's number 19.
20. 20. I was gonna say that, but I was like, I don't know. That's awesome.
So it's 7:29. Want to a little bit of a minute here. Is there any last little things you might want to talk about here, Ray?
The last thing I would say is, people, please come to the pantry. We are flush with food. I mean, we get more food than we know what to do with, and I'm not making that up. One of the things that we found in the pandemic is the generosity of individual people has been astounding. I couldn't tell you countless times where somebody gets a check from the government and they'll turn the whole thing over to us, just trying to help the food pantry.
What are you talking about? The stimulus checks? People are giving their stimulus checks to you guys, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes the whole amount.
Wow. That's huge.
And part of the thing is, whenever the stimulus check comes in, we notice that less people show up for the food pantry because it's just easier to pop in and out of a grocery store than to spend time with us.
Right.
And we get it.
Right.
But we're here for, all I want to say in closing is we're here for you. We're going to help you as much as we can. We started early on saying we're giving up groceries for a week. That is no longer true. You'll be hard-pressed to move that grocery cart to your car and unload it. It's so full by the time you leave us.
Maybe me and Joey will help you. Hey, how's that sound, Joey?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Get our phone number and you can register over the phone. There's no in-person meetings at all, and when you show up, your ID card will be all made up, laminated, and ready for your use.
I think that'd be good for us because we talk about it. So if we can go as volunteers, we can be at first hand, and so we'll be taking care of the community too. Um,
We have a website, SVBP. If you just look up SVBP, like the St. Vincent de Paul in Middleboro,
yep.
you'll come right to our website, and there's all the easy instructions on how to register, how to help, how to volunteer, how to donate. Everything's on that website.
Hey Ray, you got a phone number too? All information for the people listening as far as.
Sure. If somebody wants to join, it is area code 508-947-1717.
Right.
And then you just work through the prompts and say, hey, I'm Joe Blow, I want to register for the pantry, here's my phone number. And somebody calls you back within a half a day, takes all your information and gets you in our database, which is secure and very secure, and it's private. We keep it confidential, even between pantry members.
And like you said before, it's for Carver, Rochester, Middleboro, and Lakeville. And if you're calling from out of those towns and they happen to call you, there's all other food pantries that you could be recommended too. So I mean, if someone calls you from Taunton or they call you from Halifax or something like that, you can point them on. You can point people in the right direction where to go. Correct?
Oh, yeah, we know even the ones outside of St. Vincent de Paul, because just in the Brockton area there are 7
Okay.
associated with St. Vincent de Paul, but we know all the other ones as well.
Oh. Looks like you get your fingers on the pulse, big time.
Well, most of it's by need. We've had to do this, so, we keep all the information current.
Yep.
And the idea is to help any family any way we can.
Never plateau, Ray. That's what I say.
Yep, always climbing.
Always climbing. Great.
We want to thank you so much, Ray,
Thank you,
for
Ray.
calling in today. Thank you.
My pleasure, guys. Anytime. If anybody needs help, just get a hold of me, Joey. We're happy to help.
Hopefully you can call back soon and give us an update, maybe in a few months or something. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be fine, Don. Thank you very much for your time, Joe.
Okay, thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Have a great Sunday.
All right, you too. God bless. Bye-bye.
All right.
That's always a great interview.
Yes,
Ray, huh?
it's always a amazing
He's got a
interview.
great speaking voice too. It's this. He should be on the radio. I think he should be like next to us.
All right. Well, it is 7:33. We're gonna take a commercial break. We're a little behind, so let's go and take that commercial break, and we will be right back here on Middleboro in Review. All right.
That was a good interview.
Yes, absolutely.
You want to volunteer?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
Yeah,
look into it.
I am
We'll look
absolutely.
into it today. We'll
Yeah.
go online. We'll do maybe a drop a senior program or something. We can do a Sunday, every once in a while after work, right?
Yeah,
That's if they do that stuff on Sunday.
yeah,
Oh, it's done?
yes.
Oh, he did it?
He did it. Yeah.
He did it yesterday? What he said the last night?
He sent it to me like 10 minutes after I sent him an email.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. And he actually went into the studio and did it. So after
You know what?
when I come out of the break, I'm gonna thank him.
Yeah.
On the air. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
thank him on the air.
Oh yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
And I just sent him a little text too. You
Yeah.
know what
I'm gonna do that later on today
I mean? Yeah.
when I get out of work. Good morning, everyone who's watching. Scott watching. One other person is watching. Good morning. Okay, I am gonna do like a live program, little schedule reminder to people. I'll play the Emerald Dial promo this time around.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and
You go do the Nicaragua one next.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do it this break. Yeah, let's do it this
Do
break.
get them all out of the way.
Yeah, get them all the way. We're behind.
Yeah, no, that's smart. I do them all in one, too.
Good morning from...
I do all your ads in one shot, too, just so people hear them all together.
Yeah.
First break.
Good night. Good morning. Morning from KNM. Kids Night Mike. Good morning.
What is it?
Good morning, Mike. How are you? Kids Night Mike. Papagenos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he remembers you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you, Mike. How are you?
I see it. Thank all your sponsors, too.
Yeah.
And thank
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. And we'll dial promo, and then we'll be ready to go.
And then you can do both food pantries next thing, right?
Yeah.
I'll do them back.
Do it.
You should do those back to back.
Yeah.
I think it's more.
Absolutely. Yeah. Alright.
I like putting the headphones on, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The microphones only work when the phone's on, right? No. Alright.
And we're back here at Middleboro Review. Here on WVBA 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. I want to real quick thank Chris Keach for putting together the Williams Trading Post ad, putting the music together and everything. I recorded it and I put it together and put it into the replay system here that we have.
He actually came in
system that we have.
right?
He came in yesterday,
Last
so
night, right?
thank you. I don't know, during the afternoon.
Oh, okay, right.
So thank you, Chris, for helping us out with that. So wanted to thank him personally on the air. All right, elections. We're going to talk about elections now. So there was elections in Middleboro. We're going to talk a little bit about this. Have a little bit of a discussion. Something that was brought up to me and that I noticed was the turnout was low. It was a low turnout for the election. So what we have on the ballot was only one contested race. Just 667 of the town of Middleboro's 18,760 registered voters turned out for Saturday annual town election in Middleboro.
What, a couple weeks
For
ago?
with the one contested race, 667.
What, the last election they had in April, or April 1st, was it? Or
The one that we just had.
Okay, right.
It says here 667, which is only 3%, 3.6%, which is a very dismal turnout. 3.6 out of 100% is not really good marks. I don't understand why. Well, I have a few things that maybe could have been the reason. The pandemic. Maybe some people were still worried about the pandemic. I know the pandemic is still going on. Some people may be worried about the pandemic. So that could be a reason as well. And also, with the one contested race on the ballot, could also be a reason why there was such a low turnout. Like I said, 3.6. That one contested race saw 3 candidates vying for 2 open seats on the Middleboro School Committee. Incumbent School Committee Chairman Rich Young was the top vote getter, 492 votes, with first-time candidate Ezekiel Lewis coming in second with 418, and claiming the seat as the new member of the committee. Former Middleboro School Superintendent Robert Sullivan was the third candidate on the ballot. He got 239 votes. Christine Rivers earned 26. Back to the top of the ballot, Neil Rosenthal ran unopposed and was reelected to the select board, collecting 488 votes. John Healy was reelected to the Gas and Electric Commission with 430. He will be joined by first-time candidate Larissa Halgren, who took 485 votes. Philip Anderson ran unopposed to the Board of Assessors. David Kavanaugh was reelected as town moderator with 524 votes. Former three-term select board member Alan Frawley ran unopposed for the open seat with the planning board and earned a 5-year term, 517 votes. Garrett Perry and David Thomas was reelected to the Park Commission, and Nancy Thomas was reelected to Housing Authority. There were no official candidates on the ballot for 3 seats on the Finance Committee, with more than 20 unofficial write-in candidates receiving votes. So, Don, what are your thoughts on this? The 3.6% turnout, and the only one, the one contested seat, the only one contested seat in this election.
It could be a number of things. Pandemic, like you said, it's on a Saturday. I don't know. People, I'm not sure why, but if they say it's a nice Saturday, they got to take off and go do something and not vote. I don't think it's. I don't know. I always thought maybe like during the week is the way to vote. It's always like you know what I'm saying? It's a Tuesday. They open at 8 o'clock. A lot of people go after work and vote. I just think it's maybe timing. The day it was done. Maybe that has a little something to do with it.
Saturday?
Well, I think technically it's more convenient. It's the smartest day to do it because people are going to vote, but people gotta go. It's just Saturday, so they're like, I'm all, they got things to do and stuff like that. Yeah. So maybe that has something to do with it. So
maybe people are used to having it done on a Tuesday. I know presidential elections are done on Tuesday.
I just think all voting should be done on Tuesday because it's ingrained in people's heads. Tuesday's the day. Tuesday's the day you vote usually, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's always the Tuesday, so they should keep it Tuesday. Period. But maybe a lot of people didn't even know the elections were on. They because they're thinking Tuesday.
Yeah.
They keep changing the day. I'm not sure if they keep changing the day on these local elections. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Maybe there wasn't enough notice. I
think you talked about it on the show.
If people, are not, are on social media and everything, maybe there wasn't enough notice. But I don't know.
Local elections are tough too.
Yes. And
they're the most important elections.
Yeah.
I think they're more important than the presidential elections because it affects where you live. If you live in Middleboro,
it affects
you.
It affects the residents. Yes.
It affects your taxes. You should go to the town meetings. You should tune in on the Board of Selectmen meetings. Find out what's going on because it's just you need to get a clue what's going on because then if your taxes get raised or something happens and you're like, oh, what's going on? You weren't paying attention. Took your eye off the ball. So as far as that was good. Barry brought that up to you.
Yes, he brought that up. Barry Sanders brought that up to me
because
yesterday.
It's important because he's like looking at it, he's horrified with the numbers.
The numbers are concerning. Yes.
Well, I just think, I don't know.
A little bit concerning.
It might be a Saturday. I'm not saying that's the whole issue.
No, I mean, the pandemic is definitely part of
it. Technically, Saturday is a better day because they got all day. But I think people would rather do something else on their Saturdays.
I mean, it could be a whole host of things. So
right.
The pandemic.
I think that's maybe some part of it.
The weather too. The weather was nice.
If the weather's nice, there's more.
Or the weather was nice, or if it was or not.
If it was a crappy day, more people will go and vote because they can't go and hike. They can't go and enjoy the day. So I mean, you're talking nice weather. That makes it that's a big effect.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it or not, if we had the presidential elections in like September, say it was September 4th, less people would show up.
Yeah.
Because it's September, beautiful early September day. People gotta, but November, it's,
Yeah, it's a factor.
well,
it's a factor.
Maybe not because you got the southern states and whatnot. It's good, nice in November. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, but I don't know. Maybe it's just Tuesday is the day to do it. Just Tuesday, and people come after work, and posters too. Splatter posters all over town. Every telephone pole put something because people gotta look at it.
Absolutely.
And just make sure it's a little work to do that, but I think people.
Yeah, I think if the word got out, I think it'd be more.
Right, everyone
people
thinks
coming in.
looking at the phones and being plugged in is the big picture.
Yes.
But no, you know what the big picture is? This big sign that you drive by every day going to work. Because now you remember. You say you had stuff posted on poles and street signs or whatnot, and you drive by it. You drive by it every day. So you can look at it.
There are things that I drive by every day that I look forward to looking at.
Right, it's a big picture.
That I look for.
It's the big picture.
That I look for.
You can't ignore it. It's
one example on my route is the Raynham Athletic Club. They always have something interesting, a little funny little joke that they put on their things, on their posters.
It's the big picture.
Yes, so
it's the big
I always look out for
That's
that.
why billboards work so well.
Yeah.
It's the big picture.
It's the billboards. The billboards do work.
Yeah, I'm not saying put billboards up, but just
put something up that you can see.
Years ago in the 50s and 40s, they put flyers everywhere. Some people say, "Oh, well, the flyers I get all over the place. People litter." I don't know. You put them up and you take them down. Maybe the town should do it. I mean, figure out what it would cost. Print up about 4,000 or 5,000 flyers and just put them up. Or let the candidates be able to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's public property, and I don't know. But years ago, in the 50s, in the 60s, that's how you advertised. That's how the politicians all advertised. More of a public square because they didn't have the internet. And everyone thinks the internet's the way to go because people, I don't know, they're looking at something else. But you drive by something every day, the sign that says vote for such and such a guy, you're going to drive by it. Even if you don't like such and such a guy, you're going to know there's an election coming. You're not going to forget about it. It's the big picture. That's all I think is the issue on that. It's the big picture. We've come so accustomed to looking at everything online and our little phones, we kind of lost the view of the big picture.
We have a little thing I want to read from one of our listeners on Facebook, Mike. He only knew about the elections, because of a candidate asking for his support. And he agrees that the pandemic has contributed to people being more concerned about their daily life. Maybe a flyer in the mail would have helped, or the traffic boards.
Yeah, I think he's right. Traffic boards.
Yeah.
It's the big picture, I think. That's the only thing I think. It's just, you look at a billboard, you don't forget a billboard. Like you signed, you said on the way to work, you read those little, I mean, that's why they do that.
There's little things that I look out for.
It's the big picture.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not looking for that particular company on your phone because you're looking at stuff you enjoy.
Yes.
You're on your phone for what you enjoy.
Yeah.
You're not looking for something that might be out there. But
No.
I have flyers for my business, and I've had them since I've been in business, and they work awesome. I go talk to a customer, I give them a price, hey, blah, blah, and then they're like, okay, here's a flyer. And it's a big yellow flyer in black lettering, and it tells everything my company does. Everything. And those people still have it. I get people calling me from like 20 years ago. I haven't heard from them in like 18, 19 years, calling me out of the blue because of that flyer. Oh, it's been up on my refrigerator for 20 years.
All right, well, we're going to take another commercial break here in just a second, but we want to...
That was a good remark from Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mike. We have a bunch of great programming coming up after this. At 8:05, we have Bread of Life. At 8:30, The Rosary. 9 o'clock, Talking Birds with Ray Brown. 9:30, Keys of the Kingdom. At 10 o'clock, All on God with Edna Isaac. At 11, Musical Odyssey. At 12 o'clock, we have Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Jim Larkin. And at 2 o'clock, Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Tony Branch. All right, let's take a quick commercial break here on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, 7:51:25 currently.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
Now you get to play the St. Vincent de Paul
Yes.
commercials
We're
back
gonna-
to back.
We're going to do that.
The award-winning commercials.
We have one commercial in the log that we are going to play right now. And we will be... well, I got to play the bumper first. Not the commercial. The bumper first, and then the commercial. All right, we'll be right back. All right, 163.
St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay,
Heart
152.
of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver,
And then vaccine PSA, and then we'll be done with that.
You gotta do both PSAs or just one.
Yeah, I gotta do. There's a vaccine PSA, I gotta do, and then the combat that's PSA.
You gotta do the other St. Vincent de Paul PSA?
There's only one on the. There's actually only one on the log now.
Okay.
I think that's because of Williams' trading post coming in.
Oh, okay.
So we got that other one in there. So.
For more information, go to svdbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle
Okay.
Association.
Have you heard from this guy at all since you talked?
What?
Have you heard from this guy since you talked to him?
No, I have not.
Should you reach out to him?
I'm gonna, yeah.
Give him a call.
I'm gonna give him another call.
Tell him, hey, look, you know, you get some of my commercial or what?
Today.
Been playing this for like a year and a half.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Shelter and guidance, or simply to say
Okay. Masters
from nearly all 50 states and living
2021 Masters 2021.
to serve in our armed forces.
That's it. Just a WrestleMania update, stuff like that, and then we'll do the Today in History. We only have 2 Today in Histories. Birthday.
Veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
Okay. 131. All right, we got a sports segment coming up. Quick little sports segment. We got 2 major events going on this weekend. And yeah.
And being able to
Ooh.
spend time with our families and our friends.
Actually, we have 3.
Hug each other.
Forgot about
It's not just about
Forgot about the hockey, college hockey finale.
This is amazing. The vaccines are our best shot at putting this pandemic to rest and to go away.
So rather than playing Russian roulette with our lives, rather than even just taking a chance that, oh, it's okay,
5-0.
I invite
Wow.
you, get the vaccine.
I'm so happy that I received it and I can protect myself and I can protect my family and my loved ones.
Got questions? Visit GetVaccineAnswers.org. A message from the Ad Council and WVBF.
And welcome back to Middleboro in review. It is 7:55 a.m. currently. We have 5 minutes left.
Where's the hour go?
I know, the hour does go by pretty quickly.
We could have talked to Ray for another 2 hours.
Absolutely, yes. All right, we have a sports update. We have 3 things that we're going to talk about. So this weekend, usually either the first week of April or the last week of March, WWE puts on their biggest show of the year, WrestleMania. And this is the first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 35 that has been in front of fans. WrestleMania 36 was not in front of fans due to the pandemic. And this is the first time that they've had fans in attendance for a WWE event in 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day. They really hammered that home yesterday.
1 day, 1 month, and
One
year, 1
1
day.
year, 1 day, 1 month, 1 day.
Okay.
Yes, they hammered
1
that
year,
home.
1 month, 1 day. Wow.
They hammered that home quite a bit on
1-1-1,
on the
right?
show last night. Bobby Lashley, WWE champion, defeated Drew McIntyre by submission last night. Natalya and Tamina won by last eliminating the Riot Squad in a tag team turmoil match. Cesaro in probably the match that stole the night. It was a really good match. Cesaro beat Seth Rollins. AJ Styles and his tag team partner Omos defeated the New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Braun Strowman defeated Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon's son, was in another WrestleMania match, and he can still go. He's very good. Bad Bunny, who is a international hip hop singer from Latin America. I'm not sure exactly where. Dominican Republic, I think. Hold on 1 second. Cuba. Not Cuba. Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, his tag team partner, defeated The Miz and John Morrison, and Bianca Belair in the main event defeated Sasha Banks. Night 2 tonight. Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, hasn't happened yet. Will take on Rhea Ripley. The Fiend, who is Bray Wyatt, will take on Randy Orton. Big E and Apollo Crews for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a singles match. Riddle versus Sheamus in the United States Championship match. And Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan in the WWE Universal Championship match. In the Masters, we have Hideki Matsuzuma in the lead, heading into the final round. He's up by 4 currently. And in the final of the college hockey season, UMass, hometown UMass, defeated St. Cloud State 5-0 to win the championship. So, congratulations to everyone who won in night 1 of WrestleMania. Good luck to everyone in the Masters in the final round. We're in the final round today. And congratulations to UMass for winning the hockey tournament. All right. Today in history. 1979. Ugandan dictator Idi Amin is deposed. They got rid of him on this day in 1979. Idi Amin is a very big person when it comes to history of Uganda, and not in a good way. There was a lot of bad things that he was involved with. The hijacking of the Israeli, a lot of Israeli people. He was involved. He was not.
He was an enabler.
He was an enabler. Yes, he was involved in the plot.
Right. I don't think he was involved in the plot, Joey. I think he was an enabler when, after it all happened, he didn't make things right as a. He was involved.
He was involved.
He was involved.
That's what I'm saying. He was involved.
Right.
In 1990, customs officers in Middlesboro, England, seized what they believed to be a barrel of a massive gun on a ship bound for Iraq. And we have one birthday today. 1972, Jason Varitek, baseball player and manager, not like a coach, but he is in the Red Sox organization. I don't know exactly what he is coaching. I think pitching? I'm not 100% sure, but maybe it's not pitching. I don't know exactly what he is as coach. But there was a lot of talk of him actually becoming the manager of the Red Sox when they were looking for a new manager when Alex Cora was fired. Maybe it'll happen one of these days. Jason Varitek, I think, is a really good player, and I think he would be a good manager for the Red Sox someday. All right, 8:01 a.m. We're gonna go to the USA Radio News, and we will be back next Sunday, the 18th of April. All right, everyone have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Got it. No, what I meant, he was involved. He was like,
Yeah,
he was involved. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
He wasn't right.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He was involved. He was involved, not as a hijacker, but he was involved.
No. Yeah. There's a movie called The King of Scotland or something like that. That was all about him. You ever heard of that movie?
I have not.
Yeah. I tried to remember the name, but I didn't want to screw it up.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Green, we are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Okay. All right, come on. Today. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. I hope everyone enjoyed today's program. Next week will be the 18th of April. And, bye-bye, everyone.
Grandmother when she returned home from